This is going to be a new series that I'm going to do. I didn't really expect to do it, but I don't really want to keep anything from you guys. And with the situation with COVID-19, I just kind of don't know what might happen. So I was diagnosed with COVID-19 yesterday, and it's been kind of a shock. It has shaken me. My doctor has stated that I have what is called a mild COVID-19. And what that means is that I'm not in a situation that is extreme enough in which I can go to hospital and they can admit me. So initially, I've asked him if I could get tested and my husband can get tested. And he said no, because he sent a patient out the previous day with a script, and the hospital turned him down because he can still talk. So I asked him a lot of different things, and he told me right now, currently, I have a mild case. He advised me to not take anything. Everywhere that I've read, the only thing that you should be taking is Tylenol, and that's it. And it's weird because my go-to, like if I got the flu or if I'm feeling off or my head hurts or I'm achy or something like that, is always Aleve. And I think a lot of people in America is the same. So supposedly that really enhances the virus and makes it stronger. And the next thing that I usually would take also is ibuprofen, which is pretty much the same type of drug as Aleve. And another thing is Elderberry, which I just ran out. And because of this coronavirus COVID-19 situation, everything has been sold out. So I wasn't able to buy anything. And then when it was available, around that time frame that I was going to make a purchase, there were a lot of information from different doctors saying and nurses that avoid elderberry, avoid Motrin, avoid Aleve, avoid Advil, because it will actually make the virus stronger in your system. And all of those things, like, I ran out. Usually I would have been like giving that to myself, my son, and my husband. So, I'm kind of glad that we ran out, because that's my go-to. Like, elderberry is like my go-to because it's holistic. So you can take it with Aleve and things like that. So, I was able to, like, I was, before I got diagnosed, I was like a hawk, surveilling websites and stuff on where I can get acetaminophen, and I was able to get acetaminophen. I was also able to get the children's version of acetaminophen, and so I think we're good with that. Right now, it's strange. It started 2 nights ago, and it's like on and off. Like, most of the time, my chest feels like it's heavy, and then it goes away. Yesterday, I was getting the chills, and then it went away. Today, my head has been pounding. It comes and goes. It's in waves. I asked my doctor, what should I do? Just ride the waves? And he said, yeah, that's all you got to do right now. And what I have to watch out on is if my shortness of breath gets too extreme meaning I can't speak anymore, then I have to go to the ER and they have to admit me and they have to take my test. And if it's anything beyond that, if you can still speak like his previous patient, I'm sorry, I think I skipped that part. So the other patient they had more symptoms than me. And so he got a script so that he could go get tested. He went to the ER, he went to the hospital, and they said, you need to go home because you can still talk. So his advice now to all of his patients is, if you got all the symptoms, take care of yourself. Don't take any medication and ride the waves, and as much as possible. Pay attention if you start to get too much loss of breath or shortness of breath and you can't speak, then you gotta go to the hospital. And the reason for that is there's very limited tests or test kits or test equipment that they just can't house everybody. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm on day 2 of that. My eyes have been bothering me all day, and I kind of feel like I'm a little warm. We're monitoring our son, just in case. And I feel like I'm the weakest out of the whole family, and it's probably because I didn't grow up in the Midwest and I'm not acclimated. I didn't move here until like years ago. I didn't move here. I guess if you don't move in a certain area at like as a child, most of the time you're not really going to acclimate. And I didn't do that. I moved out here in my 20s, so so I didn't move out here when I was 5. I try not to dwell on it. I'm trying not to be scared, especially for my family. But I am very scared. I just try not to think about it. I'm really going like hour by hour. It's similar to my PCS. It's like every minute by minute, But I try not to overthink it so much because I just don't want it to control my life. I mean, with the situation now, it's a hit or a miss. There's a possibility that I could skate off and be better, but then there's also a possibility of getting reinfected. The other possibility is that it's fatal, and I have a 2-year-old, and that's going to be very, very hard. So I'm trying my very best to stay as positive as possible and try to do everything right. We did everything right. I didn't leave the house for over 2 weeks, and then I got infected. We don't know if I got infected over 2 weeks ago and it's just been kind of sitting there and just been kind of, because I've been feeling kind of off for about 3 weeks. Just kind of been under the weather and then a little bit okay and then under the weather again and a little bit okay. So we really don't know what's going on. And we're doing our best in our home. I'm sure like everybody else, cleaning all the time. But today it just, like right now, when I take that deep breath right here, it kind of feels weird. And then right here, it kind of hurts a little bit. Like it feels kind of pushed. And you're not supposed to feel pain when you're breathing. So like I know something's off. But the weird, I think I guess the positive side of it is it comes and goes and it's in waves and it's mild versus other more severe cases out there that I really do hope that they do get better. Some other cases out there are more severe that they have to be in the hospital and they need a machine to help them. My doctor just said to not leave the house, not really take anything for it, and just take it easy. So as much as possible, like when I was out and about like almost 3 weeks ago, I remember seeing like families go out, and I really hope that a lot of people keep their kids at home because those are your kids. The last time I went out, I was by myself. I was grocery shopping or something. I was doing some errands. I was just doing something, and my husband happened to be, it was his day off, so he got to watch our son instead of me taking him out, which it was even his idea. You know, I'm like, I can take him. At the time, it wasn't, I guess, as bad as it is now. There were already a lot of people that were like hauling home like a car full of toilet paper and things like that, but it wasn't as bad as last week, I think, or 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, my husband went grocery shopping for the first time for their family by himself since, holy crap, since probably before we were like living together. Like, we had to video chat. We had to video chat because of my PCS. I have amnesia. I have short and long-term memory loss. And so I told him, like, I can't remember what I usually get. You just gotta show me. So we had to video chat every aisle to show me. And I'm like, oh, we need that one, we need that one, we need that one. So, because when I go to the store, sometimes I do have a list, but excuse me, if I'm basing it on like a recipe, which I usually do, but then there are also certain things like I know I might want a snack, or my husband might want a snack, or our son might want to have a snack. There's no recipe for that unless I'm making the snack. So with that, like certain things, like, you know, if you want to get like a cracker or a chip or tortilla chips or something like that, like that would be something that would be visual for me. Like I would write it down. So that's what we had to do. And I think I was under the weather at the time too. So I had to stay home anyway. But I don't know, a lot has changed. So this is day 2. I don't know how often I'm gonna update this, but I'm gonna try 1 a week minimum, just to kind of see. But maybe I'll just do like a little diary, you know, for myself to look back on, or somebody else who's interested, or anything. So my suggestion is to just always be extra cautious. We did what I thought as much as we could, and I still got infected. It's just, this thing is ridiculous. And a friend of mine shared on her Facebook, like MIT did an experiment, and the distancing between the virus and a person is 27 feet. It's not 6 feet, it's 27 feet. So it's like, do we even have a chance, you know? And there's just a lot of speculation out there, and a lot of hard news, and a lot of people who don't take this seriously. I take it seriously. Granted, right now, my symptoms are not as severe and as very dangerous as the other people that are admitted right now in hospital beds. It doesn't mean I'm not taking this seriously, and I'm not saying to anybody out there to not take this seriously. For right now, I'm still in the I can deal with it phase. Right now, when I'm talking to you, I just started to get achy right here. Like I said, it comes and goes. I was sick a couple months ago, and I couldn't even get out of bed. But that, it was every day, like back to back. And then after several days, I was starting to feel better. But this is something like 8 o'clock like when I woke up this morning, I just couldn't get out of bed. My body was kind of really heavy, and I just I just didn't have the kind of like push to get out of bed physically. And it took me a while to get out of bed. And when I got out of bed, my head was pounding. Like it felt like I was being punched here, in the back of my head. Like here, probably like an elephant, like a baby elephant foot is kicking my head, because it's the entire back of my head and it's just pounding like this. And then it goes away. It stays there for maybe 10, 20 minutes. It goes away. Like right now, it's hurting right here. You know? So do take this seriously. I'm not saying that because my symptoms and my situation is mild right now, it doesn't mean that this is not a serious situation. You really should take precaution. We're taking as much precaution as we can. I have suspicions, but I don't want to point fingers on what could have caused this. So I'm not even gonna say anything, but I have been getting packages as well as not leaving the house. And again, I'm not trying to do anything, but I'm just saying, we didn't leave the house, you know. So anyway, and so it's all speculation on where, and there is just no real answer to that anyway. I know anybody out there would be like, how did you get it? So that you can kind of prevent it for yourself. I really don't know. I just don't know. So just stay safe, everybody. Like right now, my eyes are really bothering me a lot. Stay safe, everybody. Be cautious as much as possible. Wear a mask if you can. Like an N95 or higher mask. There are a lot of different kinds of videos out there that have tutorials on how to make your own mask. A mask is better than nothing. If you have to, I think the type of mask that you need to do is something like super thick. I don't know what it would be. I really don't. I'm not a technical person in that way. But caution is key, and just wash your hands all the time. Don't touch your face ever. Wash your hands. You touch whatever it would be. Like if the virus hits your hands or your body, change your clothes. Don't touch your face. Wash your hands. And stay safe, everybody. If you want to continue in finding out my journey with this, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you're notified every single time I upload a new video. If you haven't yet, I hope you enjoyed my share, my vlog. You're going to hit the like button. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, let me know down below. I have shared this information to some circles, and the response have been really, really great. Thank you so much for everybody that has been very positive and sending me good thoughts and prayers, praying for me and my family. Thank you so much. I have to go. I think that's it for now, and my eye is really just bothering me. I'm gonna lie down. I'm not feeling so good, and my back is starting to hurt. So another tip, if you're having a hard time breathing, shortness of breath, and then your back starts to hurt, that means that your body is overly exerting and trying to make sure you're getting enough oxygen in your body, and your back is getting strained because your normal bodily functions isn't working normally. It needed an extra push. So that's why my back is hurt now. Again, it's mostly my chest feels heavy from time to time, and I think I get used to the pain and it starts to hurt my back. I actually took yesterday Claritin D, and that didn't work because I had a very runny nose yesterday, and today it's more kind of like a stuffy nose essentially. Like I said, my symptoms, it just comes and goes. It just switches. It switches around, and I hope it stays mild, and I really do hope I beat this. I'm worried about my husband and my son. I don't want them to feel the pain of seeing me in pain. I don't want my brothers or my parents or anyone in my family or friends to see me in pain and feel useless and helpless, like their hands are tied behind their backs while they see me in pain. I don't want anybody to go through that. So I'm doing my very best to stay well, stay positive, and I'm doing my very best to try and beat this. And again, thank you all for the positive news for everybody so far. Everybody has been wonderful. And I'll see you guys on my next update of my COVID-19 situation.